American author, poet, novelist of much influence and significance in the world, Charles Bukowski said, "The difference between a democracy and a dictatorship is that in a democracy you vote first and take orders later. In a dictatorship, you don't have to waste your time voting," meaning there are actually no fundamental imperative or important differences between a modern democracy and a modern dictatorship. In the modern world, as well as in the modern society, there actually are no fundamental or unavoidable differences between the different sorts of governments that we have in different countries and in different societies ruling the people, because it's all about the ruling global class and the elite that ultimately rules, controls, and governs the governments, the politicians, and ultimately influences our actions and manipulates our actions in one way or another. And that means the ultimate globalist class and the ruling socio-economic and political elites are the ones who are actually in control of everything that's happening and unraveling before our eyes, such as corruption, madness, mayhem, discrimination, partiality, wars, conflicts, injustice, and so on and so forth. Everything is the result of the creation of elites and the philosophy of neoconservatism and the globalist class that ultimately dominates the governments and controls the politicians as puppets. And they ultimately control our actions, govern our behavior, perception, outlook in one way or another, knowingly or unknowingly. But there have remained no fundamental imperative or essential differences between a modern democracy and a modern dictatorship. Now, in a modern dictatorship, you just don't have to vote, because voting means nothing in a dictatorship or communism. We are obviously subjects of domination, manipulation, and control, which is absolute in terms of our action, behavior, perception, mentality, outlook, and so on and so forth. And when it comes to a modern pristine democracy that believes in human rights and the assurance of freedom, liberty, justice, and so on and so forth, ultimately ends up turning into a soft dictatorship that again exerts enormous influence and paramount hold over all our lives, and don't let us anything do that